Jimmy Kimmel, this is what happened.
I can't believe dude, this was one of those that I saw while I was taking my weekend, my nice first dump of the day, just sitting there hanging out, you know, you're having a smoke, and I'm like, oh my God, is this real?
Yeah, so he tweeted
I was like, this can't be real.
So Jon Stewart, by the way, let's call a spade, okay?
Whoa.
Excuse me, I apologize.
It's N-word, dude. See, I wish this was 10 years ago where I could have just said, whoa, dude, it's...
My grandfather always say, let's call an N-word an N-word. Old family saying. But let's call a spade here, okay? Jon Stewart is historically known as being just like this hard right-leaning guy. You know, Jon Stewart is a right-wing dude, as right-wing as it gets.
Yeah, Blitzkrieg Jon Stewart. That's what we used to call him.
Yeah, you know what I call the Daily Show? The Fourth Reich.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I called it. Jon Stewart says this is bullshit.
Jon Stewart's one of those that would have ratted out other to the back in the day.
That's the kind of, he's a fascist.
I'm like, there's three of them right next door. I know, it's crazy.
I think of fascist Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
So Jon Stewart.
Famous Jon Stewart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, remember he did all that shit for 9/11 for the cops and the firefighters?
Ew.
Statist, bootlicker.
So,
these firefighters have cancer. Fucking bootlicker.
I'm fucking so sick of Jon Stewart. It's all you hear about. All you hear about every day is Jon Stewart because it's 2006.
It's strange too because we care about all these firefighters from 9/11. I specifically remember breathing that air too for the same amount of time.
Well, fuck you.
How about we kick me a couple of bucks?
Yeah, well,
where's my $1 trillion?
Looks like you have the whole dust and diamond coming your way. So
I want to get stabbed at a bar in Wisconsin.
Oh no,
by a hooker.
Sex tape
over probably what was probably a half a gram of coke.
So when you think of Mike, when you think of Jon Stewart, what do you think of? The second best host of the Daily Show after Craig Kilborn, and
hate crimes. I also think of hate crimes.
I think of fucking
the many violent white nationalist hate crimes he was involved in.
Once it was announced that Trevor Noah was replacing him, Jon Stewart was quoted as saying, "They're hiring a what?" That's true. Jon Stewart said that. It's crazy. Now, people don't really look into this guy.
It is actually close to what he probably really said, which is they're hiring who? Who is that?
What? So, look, Jon Stewart tweeted this out. Jon Stewart says, "This is bullshit. The Redditors aren't cheating. They're joining a party Wall Street insiders have been enjoying for years. Don't shut them down. Maybe sue them for copyright infringement instead." Not a great joke. Doesn't have his writers anymore, you could tell. But a joke nonetheless, and I think probably a sentiment that we all agree with. Because that's the thing with this Wall Street stuff. Everybody is pretty much, for the most part, politics aside, it's kind of been on the same side.
Of course.
Like, fuck these guys, you know? Jimmy Kimmel, most famously known for being a sports broadcaster and on the Man Show, retweeted him and wrote, "Real Donald Trump, is this you?" Now,
well, can I first of all, number one, no, it's not. Okay, I just thought I'd let Jimmy know that. I don't know what else we're adding to our points, but the first point would be, no, Jimmy, that's Jon Stewart, host of The Daily Show, former host.
Now, during his monologue for his show, he had some things to say. So why don't we play a little bit of that, huh?
GameStop, if you don't know, it's a video game store, and like a lot of businesses, they've been struggling because of COVID, but also...
You know what else has been... I have to back up just a little bit. Sorry, it's a short clip, but we're breaking it down. You know what's been struggling a lot since COVID? Late-night TV shows.
And like a lot of businesses, they've been struggling because of COVID, but also because most people buy games online now. And yet, despite a sharp decline in sales, over the past 6 months, their stock price has grown by 8,000% because a bunch of amateur investors, maybe even some Russian disruptors who...
Remember, the reason, the people that are really behind this, okay, when you really follow this, is, of course, Russia. Russian disruptors.
It's clearly been Russians from day one. I mean, they want to undermine this great Biden presidency, is what it is.
It's Russian disruptors. They're the ones that are doing this.
Now, Biden just met with the Russians, right?
Yes, he did.
So they control him, clearly.
Yes.
Okay.
You know who controls him? Anyone who has his hard candies in their pockets.
Anyone who's standing in front of him and talking to him at that moment.
Yes.
He's that kind of a career politician.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to legalize drunk driving. You got it, pal. I'm going to talk to me and Kimmel are going to sit in the back. We're going to have a chat about it, buddy. You're like, there's no way he's going to legalize drunk driving.
8,000%. Because a bunch of amateur investors, maybe even some
you
Russian
pieces of shit.
Hey,
you fucking losers.
You fucking morons.
Hey, amateur hour's over, okay? Why don't you go back to the peanut gallery? You fucking scumbag. You disgusting. And by the way, don't make fucking eye contact with me. Mm-hmm. You want to come be an audience member at this show, don't even fucking look at me.
Yeah, the guy who used to put a wig and blackface on and pretend to be Oprah is telling you you're a piece of shit.
And the way they like moral and the way they like pontificate, you know, I always compare these guys to the old days, but like if this had been the old days of Letterman and Leno, they would have made a crack about it and moved on. That would have been it. It would have been Letterman would have came out and it would have been in passing. He would have said it would have been some other joke about something and something about CBS not paying him, and he would have been like, and it got so bad I had to sell some of my game stock. Like, just like as a wink. But these guys have to do a 10-minute, like, guys, this isn't funny. You're robbing my billionaire friends. Like, they would have never done that in the 90s. In the 90s, he would have made a quick reference to AMC stock, and it would have been moving on, and everybody would have giggled because they'd be like, oh, I get that. That's the thing. That's it. This shit is so... I hate these people now, man. Like, could you at least squeeze a little bit of entertainment into our propaganda? Just a little bit.
So,
amateur investors, maybe even some Russian disruptors who are part of a Reddit community called Wall Street Bets, decided to buy a bunch of GameStop stock.
So,
no, but by the way, not even the media has said that these Russian disruptors. Like, nobody has said this. He's so stupid. He's a stupid man. Like, you can tell he's good at hosting his little show and telling you whatever they tell him to tell you, but there is not a lot going on upstairs with Jimmy Kimmel. Like, that his brain went to Russian interference, because you can tell he's trying to be creative. Like, I'll go out there and I'll do my own twist on it, you know, because we all got to go out there and do a full court press and stop these people. And he's the only one to be like, maybe it's, I don't know, Russian interference. Who knows? Like, he's just so stupid.
But the thing that blows my mind is that, remember Occupy Wall Street and all that? That was all that was, you know, for the most part, a left wing thing that happened initially, and people like Kimmel if this was going on when he had his show, would have been all for it. Would have been like, yeah, you know, fuck the corporations, man. How the left has gone, not all of them, but how because there's a lot of people that still hate him, but how the mainstream, how about this? How the mainstream left has gone from fuck these big corporations, man, to literally sucking their fucking cocks on national television.
Well, they've been that way for a while now. I mean, it's this whole, you know, global citizens concert, and everything's just been like, yeah, my point of view is supported by Citibank.
Yeah. So he did throw in a little bit of comedy. You want to see the comedic angle he took?
I'm gonna scream. Sure.
It's good. It's a good comedic. You know, the problem with Mike is that he doesn't really understand good comedy. So let's just check it out.
Something like that. I said it was confusing. For most people, it is. So we got in touch with an expert to explain this to us, and we were able to find...
Okay, I'm sorry. You noticing something with Jimmy? Is he tired on drugs or just had a facelift? Look at his eyes are really glassy.
Yeah, they're red too, though. I think he smokes a lot of weed. Again,
does he?
I think he just looks blunted. Like, he doesn't look like, he doesn't necessarily look like he's on drugs. Mm-hmm. But he does look like a little drunk, or maybe a little high, or maybe a little combination of both. Like, he doesn't strike me as a guy that's eating fucking pain pills and benzos and doing coke. But he strikes me as one of those old-fashioned, miserable Hollywood guys that probably drinks and smokes a lot of pot. He just looks out of it. But again, this goes back to my point of saying that, like, he's not a smart guy. Like, he's very, like, maybe it's Russian interference. Like, he's burnt out. Like, you can tell that's a guy who truly doesn't have to think a lot and hasn't really exercised his brain muscle much. So he's like, I don't know. But yeah, that looks like just kind of drinking pot, the sloppy low end habits.
Check it out.
We got in touch with an expert to explain this to us, and we were able to find someone who knows a lot about money and video games.
Who do you think you got? Like, so if you got someone big money in video games, who do you think you got?
Who's the
It's gotta
guy?
be both.
Who's the Minecraft guy?
Oh, Notch.
Notch. Maybe
Yeah.
he got That would be my guy.
Or Morimoto, the Nintendo guy, the guy who found it, who really blew Nintendo. That would be a pretty big get, in my
guy
opinion.
who likes to sue people.
Yeah,
They love that.
he really does love suing people.
Did you see
Nintendo sues everybody.
Did you see them on Tim Pool talking about that? The guy was like, "Oh yeah, they kicked my shirt off." Not Tim, but his cause was like, "They kicked my T-shirt off Teespring because I had somebody peeing on a CNN logo or whatever, or it was like a bunch of logos, like media logos." And he's like, "They took my thing down," and they were like arguing over whether or not he's allowed to do it because it's fair use, and it's like fair use doesn't apply to logos. Like, it was funny watching him try to rationalize, and he's like, "What I could do? Like, what if I wanted to do like a Nintendo?" He literally said Nintendo. He's like, "What if I did a shirt that had Nintendo?" But it had somebody like, peeing on the Nintendo or whatever. And I was like, just talking to the air. And I was like, please do that. Please make a T-shirt with the Nintendo logo on it. I'd like you to meet the litigious Nintendo Corporation. Because if somebody even in the chat that night said, if you think about Mario for too long, Nintendo will sue you.
So let's check this out.
To us, and we were able to find someone who knows a lot about money and video games, and he's joining us now.
Buonasera, Jimmy. Buonasera.
Oh, look at this.
It's Mario.
They don't care anymore, right? Like, this is
Mario.
No, but this is like guys getting together to do their writing meeting, and they're like, I don't know, we get Mario, get a Mario costume, a Mario come out. I don't know, we don't need to write lines, just wing it.
But it's not even. Look, the bit's bad to begin with. But you couldn't even do something a little bit more topical than Mario? Like, I don't know, man. Like, even this is still old, but like, we got the Minecraft guy.
Yeah, but I do think that it's also like, as far as like how about this? Interviewing any video game character would be just a stupid, awful premise. But I get why it's Mario, because Mario is the most recognizable. Like, I guess if you're doing
Somebody
a TV
hates
show,
Sonic.
Well, Sonic's fine, but he's not Mario. It's just look, you fucking Sega fags can cry all you want, but nobody's ever going to.
Hey, you had the Sega channel.
Yeah, I love Sega, but let's stop pretending like Mario from Mario Brothers isn't the most famous.
It's a cope. It's a cope. I'll admit, I'm coping a little.
I mean, Sonic rules.
Yeah.
But I would say this, if you showed Sonic in front of the whole planet, I'd say 70 to 80% of the planet would go, oh shit, Sonic.
All Japan would get it.
But if you showed Mario, 99, like, there would be fucking African children trying to say Mario with a series of clicks and whistles because they would even recognize Mario. Mario's just one of those things you look and go, oh shit. By the way, 12-pack said, oh, hey, look. Oh, never mind. I thought he was making a joke.
Buonasera to you, Mario. By the way, Mario, what is your last name?
It's a Lopez.
See, Royce, Mario Lopez is a world-famous actor from Saved by the Bell.
First off, Lopez is a stupid last name. Whoever has that
from Recipe for Seduction. Sorry, I didn't pick his top credit.
no, that might be his top credit.
Recipe for...
And Lopez is a stupid last name.
Mario's a stupid name too, though. It's a combination of stupid names.
Here you go, Mike. I like to play. Let's play a quick game here. How would you, if you were writing that? I know you would never do this premise. I understand this premise is stupid. But what would you do next to try to make this funny?
This feels like one of those SNL sketches where they just needed an excuse to use Bobby Moynihan. Like, I don't know, we're not using Bobby enough. Can we do a Mario thing? What do I think the joke is?
Yeah.
I
mean, besides the entire show.
What is the joke? I don't know, but I hope Mario makes a crack about his kid's heart condition.
Okay.
That would be funny. That would
good.
be very edgy.
Can you imagine?
It's like Mario Lopez?
Yes, that's why I don't use the last name.
Okay,
Well, Mario's last name is Mario. It's Mario, and Luigi Mario. So fucking do your research.
see. All right. Now, Mario, can you please explain this GameStop,
Can you
Reddit?
please explain this bit to me? Like, what's the point of it? You know what I mean? Like,
look, a lot of people might not like Jon Stewart, but you fucking dare put Jon Stewart down when you're airing this garbage?
Jon Stewart's the fucking goat compared to you, Jimmy.
This is fucking hot trash.
You say whatever you want about it. And I can't say, like, I don't like Jon Stewart's politics and he annoys me and stuff, but, like, having gone to that show so many times when I was a kid and, like, meeting Jon Stewart and stuff, like, he was always such a nice guy. He seems like a relatively nice person, and his show was better for a longer period of time than your show.
Of course.
Now, Mario, can you please explain this GameStop, Reddit, stock market deal?
Of course. No, it's like this, okay?
It's like this. Pretend there's a late night show that's not getting a good ratings. So what they do is they artificially increase the numbers so Jimmy Kimmel gets to stay on the air.
Okay? You have a coin, yes?
Yeah.
And you say, hey, I like this coin. I want more coin. So
Yeah.
what do? Allora, you jump up and you get the coin. Now you got 2 coins, huh? And then you say, hey, I like these coins. Maybe get a whole lot of coins. I keep it jumping. I get more coins. Maybe you get a hidden coin, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mamma mia.
this isn't, you know what it is? Like, sometimes we'll watch a thing and you'll go, like, this isn't very funny or whatever, right? Like, this isn't very funny, but this is making me angry. Am I the only one that's getting, like, angry from this? Is anyone else
really bad.
angry at this?
Here, look at all of these coins.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not really clearing it up for me. Hey, but is it still okay to do an Italian stereotype? Is this, it's kind of insulting.
Are you okay? Are you all right?
But hey, oh, hey,
Is he...
something's up, man. Something's up for sure.
I mean, he looks high. He looks like weed high. Like,
Yeah.
just like, again, man, I think that despite, like, it feeling like they're winning, these people are just falling apart. And I think a lot of them are having to come to terms with the fact that they put so much energy into, we got to get rid of Trump. We got to get rid of Trump. Trump is the reason why I'm sad. Trump is the reason why children are dying. Trump is the reason why there's a black cloud over the planet. We need to get Trump out of here. And they worked so hard to cheat and get Trump out. And now they're like, I don't feel any different. I feel no different. I think that's starting to sink in with some of these people where this was supposed to be the biggest victory for them ever. And they're like, I don't feel any better. And in fact, in some cases, they feel worse. And they're like, this was supposed to be magic now. And it's not. And they're realizing, like, oh, God. And I think a lot of them are just, like, especially with COVID, no movie theaters, no films, there's nothing going on. These people are drinking and eating pills and just getting fucked up. Because what else would you do? Like, it's got to be miserable. That's got to be a miserable existence. Like, we can just do our show anywhere. Like, it's like podcasters and streamers are killing it. You know, shows like us or shows like Adonis Paul and shit, they're like, I'm still around. What's up, homies? We're doing a show Thursday night. See you later. But, like, these guys have to have celebs and a film to promote and a big band and a live audience. They need all this shit. And they're like, we're not allowed to leave the house. You got to wear 17 masks. And everybody's like, they've really created a situation where they all just want to die. They all want to die right now.
And, well, let's finish this paper.
Hey, but is it still okay to do an Italian stereotype? Is this, it's kind of insulting, no?
Can I have a Jewish stereotype? A guy, can I do that?
You just did one with the coins. What are you talking about?
Fair enough.
Insulting? Insulting? No, I'm no insulting. Hey, you want to insulting? You talking to my brother Luigi. He's a filthy.
He's dead.
Hey, you know how he Italia is a
dead.
shepa like the Buddha.
Yeah.
Luigi's dead.
Luigi, he's the dog a poop and the Buddha stepped on.
Well, that seems very offensive, Mario.
Ah, my dinner, she's a finished.
Oh, okay.
Ah, bellissima.
Oh,
Dimmi.
that looks very good. What are you having?
Ah, is tagliatelle con i funghi. Mushroom pasta. I love mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. You got to be careful.
Oh, he turned bigger because he ate a mushroom. So it's not even
This. Do you understand if like somebody did this on their YouTube show, this would be unacceptable.
yeah.
That's ABC. I want to point out that that's ABC. That's
Disney.
one of the big networks. That's like that's ABC. This is Do you understand that he's supposed to be ABC's Carson? Like I want to really paint a picture for you. He's supposed to be the Jay Leno of ABC, and that sketch looks like it belongs on the fucking Quarterings channel, right? Like, no, you know what? That's an insult to the court because the Quartering would be like, can we get the lighting to be better? Can we at least get a better Mario costume? This is bad.
Oh, no, I forget the mushrooms. They make me grow big.
Oh, no.
Donkey Kong, I'm starting to grow. Oh, my head.
Is that a fake laugh?
Somebody has to laugh.
But it's like, you hear that? Like, it's not even a good fake laugh because he's just like, this bit's terrible. It's everybody here is miserable. It's the only comfort I take anymore is that for everybody on our side of the culture war or whatever, we think we're miserable or whatever. They're so unhappy, and that's the only joy I take is the fact that I know the enemy is as unhappy as we are. Because this is not a sketch written in a writing room full of happy writers having a good. This is a sketch written in a writing room full of guys that know they can't write anything problematic. They can't write anything that makes fun of people. They can't make fun of black people. They can't make fun of anything anymore. And they're like, I don't know, we get Mario and he eats some fucking mushroom thing and he gets big. You know what
it's not topical. It's stupid. And like you pointed out, that's the thing I was going to say. It's like, most YouTubers could pull this off better. Like, and we shit on Crowder, and we probably will, but Crowder skits look better than this.
Yeah, no,
they are filmed better than this. They are.
I hate Steven Crowder, but objectively speaking, just as far as the quality goes, I'm not saying it would be funny, but just as far as the costume quality and like the lighting and the way, like the back and forth between the two people, Steven Crowder would have been like, let's film it again. Let's just keep going. Like, we got to get this at least like Crowder at least understands if you're shoveling shit at people, you got to at least do it with a big smile and a big hey, a big musical number. Like Crowder, say what you want. At least he brings energy to it. This is a whole group of people that don't want to be there. Nobody wants to be there. That laugh gave it away when he was just like, nice.
You brought something up that I think was a really good idea, and I haven't really thought about it. But in 2016 when Trump won, there was for a couple months, basically 3 months, there was a nice bubble there where the people that won, the MAGA movement that won, were actually happy. They were legitimately happy. It wasn't fake. It wasn't put on. There was a little time there for 3 months where everyone was like, yeah, fuck yeah, our guy won. They haven't had that. Have you? The left hasn't been happy. They're miserable.
They've never been happy.
No, but your guy won. This is the guy you wanted. He won. Why are you still so fucking sad all the time? He signed like 53 executive orders. Yeah.
Because they hate themselves.
Ah, that's right.
And that's the problem. See, that's your problem is that if you had realized 4 years ago that you're true, or not even 4 years ago, even longer ago when all this woke shit started, if all of you would just realize in life that all of the things that are making you unhappy, you have much more control over them than everyone else around you. Like, I know on their side, it's white men and colonizers and patriarchy that's ruining everything. And then everybody on our side's guilty of it too. Everything's the Jews.
Yeah,
but like, you could actually just, like, if you're not happy, figure out what you did the last couple of days. get up tomorrow and do whatever the exact opposite of that is and see if you're happier. Like, these people don't realize that they're unhappy because they're unhappy. So they just go, well, it's Trump. If Trump got out of office, I would be a ball of sunshine. Like, these people have convinced themselves. That would be like me saying, like, you know what, man? If I just quit drinking, I'll be a ball of sunshine. Like, no, I won't. Like, it's for people to believe that, to think if I get rid of this one problem, I'm going to be better. And it's like, no, in order to be better, you have to make a conscious effort to be happier. These people are fucking miserable, and they're always going to blame an external source. The entire left is predicated on blaming all of your problems on an outside source. That's completely their conditioning. Like, it's the same way, like, the right wing tends to be like, all right, they be a little more individualist. So they'll go like, well, I'm unhappy. I'm not making enough money. What can I do to make more money? Like, that's how they think. But the left thinks like, I don't have enough money. Clearly Jeff Bezos is at fault here, you know? And it's like, well, wait a minute. No, that's not how it works. So yeah, they're just, they're going to continue to be unhappy. And it sucks because they're going to keep shaping policies and shaping things to try to make themselves happy. And they'll burn the whole planet down before they're ever happy.
No, you're right. And, you know, I say that just by, look, I'm sure everyone in this chat could even relate to this. When Trump won, it was hilarious, right? Like, seeing the left crying and like bawling and like,
so much fun.
And, you know, and the Trump people were laughing. You know, the MAGA people were just laughing. Well, you fucking idiots. You fucking thought you were going to win, blah, 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 blah. When it comes now to Biden winning, I don't see any of that on the other side. Like, I don't see joy. I only see, they're still attacking Trump. Trump hasn't said anything in like a month, and they're still attacking him.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done anything.
I mean,
the guy hasn't done anything.
Jimmy Kimmel's seeing him everywhere.
I know.
And it's like, dude.
There's no joy. Like, you should be happy. You spike the football. Be happy about that you're winning. But the truth is, you're not happy because this isn't what you wanted. And like you said, what they want is not attainable. You know, what they want is to. Okay, and I said this is the victim culture thing, right? What they want is to be perpetual victims. Victimhood's been monetized. If you're a victim, you're going to get on the news. You're going to get a GoFundMe. You're going to make $400,000 for ratting out your dad to the FBI. Like, we've monetized victimhood. So the moment you're not the victim anymore, the moment you're winning, the moment you're the guy, you're like, well, but now what? But now do something. Go do something with it. You guys are the winners. Go figure it out. And if you think that stopping the fucking pipeline or letting people into the military is going to make you happy, you're chasing a dragon. It's like heroin, you know? You're chasing this dragon and you're never going to feel it. You're never going to be happy. And that's why Jimmy Kimmel's fucked. Like, all of these shows that built their entire career around making fun of Trump, the Stephen Colbert's, the fucking Jimmy Kimmel's, their entire life is Trump, Trump, Trump. Their ratings were already going down. They're going to plummet even more because nobody wants to hear Jimmy Kimmel's fucking take on. You can't go
Jimmy Kimmel's take on a former president.
Yeah.
Like, that's unheard of. Like, it's maybe once in a while you get a former president joke in a monologue, but they're still obsessed with a former president. It's the first time in history that's ever happened. Like, there wasn't fucking 10 more years of Reagan after Reagan left.
No, it's done.
Like,
You're over.
Fucking Reagan. Like,
but you can't. You also can't go from building your entire show on criticizing one person or a group of people and saying they're all fucking evil and they're Russian assets and they're dictators and this and that. You can't go from that and then after they're gone, going, "Hey, here's a wacky news headline." Like, people be like, "You know what? Like, how do you do that? How do you go from doing that?" That's like having the show Cops. Like, right? Everyone watches Cops to see the police chases and take them down. And one day, Cops just decides we're still going to cover Cops, but them doing paperwork. And people be like, I don't want to watch Cops doing paperwork. Nobody wants to watch it.
that would be great. House Cats is filmed in a fucking police office.
It's just fucking...
Hey, I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Yeah.
Did you guys want to write down what kind of coffee you guys want? It's the whole
That's what it
show. Boom, ding, doom. Bad boys. Bad
That's
boys.
all it would be.
I'm gonna head down to Wawa. You guys want anything? Maybe.
No, I'm cool, man. Thanks.
I'm taking a lunch order, but no drinks.
Yeah.
Not taking any drinks in my car. Remember that old gag?
Yeah. You can't do any of this. So I just think it's funny to me. I still think it's funny that they're not getting the resounding win that they thought that they were going to get. They're not getting the adrenaline rush. Is that the word? They're not getting the adrenaline rush that they thought.
Have been watching cape shit movies for the past 20 years, and they thought that, like, you know, Trump would, like, have to give up the Infinity Stones and then through magic. No, I'm serious.
I know, it just makes me laugh.
But this is what these people are emotionally conditioned to, like people in capes standing around and the Avengers theme playing, and then everybody's happy. But it's like, that's not life. Like, life is going to be mostly just you being unhappy. I hate to break that news to you, but that's mostly life. It's like that line in The Wire. That's what life is. It's the shit that happens while you sit around waiting for stuff that never comes. Like, that's life. That's exactly what life is.
Ross River has a really good point. He goes, I take pleasure in Colbert having to be the Goebbels of the left instead of the heir to Letterman. Because that's what you are. You're not the heir to Letterman now. You're just a dude who is just a propaganda piece for an entire fucking political party.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling if these guys were around still, like, I feel like if Letterman and Leno were around, I don't think you'd see as much of this.
I think they'd be poked fun, of course, but I don't think.
No, they would.
This,
they would obviously make their positions known more, but the whole, like, if the network was like, look, we need more Trump stuff. Like, that was the last generation of late night hosts that were able to be like, oh yeah, no, I hear you, dog, but I don't give a shit what you want. So it's in my contract. I've been here since the 90s. I mean, you could pretty much suck my dick. Because nobody's going to tell. Like, they had a little more, nobody's going to tell me what the fuck to do. These other guys, the ratings are slipping. When your ratings are slipping and you're the new guy or the new-ish guy, you kind of have to do what the network says. Like, you're not in a position where it's like Leno. When Leno was at the top spot, they could have been like, Jay, we want you to start talking about Trump more. And he could just go, well, you know, I'm not really interested in that. I don't really care. Like, and they would have to go, look, we can't really press the Leno issue.
Yeah.
He makes us a lot of money. And if he doesn't want to do the Trump stuff, can't tell him to do the Trump stuff. What we'll do is we'll get a guy after him or before him, and they'll do like a full hour of Trump stuff. Like, that's what they would do. But nowadays you got, like, you think Stephen Colbert has pull at CBS? Like,
no, of course not.
Not like the old guys.
Well, they learned their lesson. But you're right. Once those contracts were over, once they expired, they weren't going to make this. A couple reasons. Late night TV wasn't what it was before, so they didn't need anybody to be a fucking rock star like a Letterman or a Leno or a Carson. You didn't need rock stars anymore. You just needed somebody to fill a seat. You needed somebody to fill a seat and be reasonably funny. Because look, before all the internet's thing blew up, like, love them or hate them, either Leno or Letterman the next day when you were at work, people were like, hey, did you see Leno last night? That was pretty funny. He had blah, blah, blah. Or be like, hey, did you see Letterman last night? He had this guy and it was great. I've never heard anybody go, hey, did you watch Fallon last night? I'd be like, who are you? Are you a time traveler?
Lonnie Donegan.
Yeah.
Letterman called him.
Lonnie Donegan? No, nobody did.
Dude, I was watching. It's funny this topic came up because it showed up in my recommended. I watched a montage of just Letterman, like somebody cut up all the Letterman stuff from when Jay and Conan were fighting.
That's so good.
Dude, the amount of just brutal shitting on Carson Daly that
was
Letterman
amazing.
did, he just wouldn't. Dude, he shit on Carson Daly more than anybody else.
Carson Daly didn't do anything.
Did nothing to him.
No.
And then it's like he would just go. So the story is like, you know, Jay went to 10 o'clock and then Conan took over the Tonight Show, and then Jay's show wasn't doing great, and then Conan's wasn't doing good with the lead-in, so then they wanted to move Conan back, and they were going to give Jay back at 11:30, still have Conan host The Tonight Show, but at 12:05, and then he goes, which, I mean, at that point, that's not even The Tonight Show. That's the Tomorrow Show. That's the Tom Snyder show. Tomorrow Show. So he's like pointing all that out, and he goes, and then, you know, they're saying, we don't know what we're going to do with Jay. We don't know what we're going to do with Conan. We don't even know who Carson Daly is. Like, he would just
I saw
shit on, like, everything. Every time he would mention that stuff, and he'd go, And I don't know, this Carson Daly, is that even he goes, look, having a show at 2:30 and not having a show, I mean, the difference is like...
Watch the compilations of that.
Yeah,
I've
but
watched
it
them
was
so good.
nonstop Carson Daly shots, and I'm like, what did he do to you?
Well,
and then he said, then they said something about, you know what? Well, I think we're going to get them all in here. I'm going to get Jay in here. I want to get Conan in here. We're going to sit down. If Carson Daly wants to show up, I'm sure we can get a folding chair or something. It was just like, why? What did he do to you? Like, I hate Carson Daly, but what did he do to you?
I would take 100 Carson Dalys over one Lily Singh, to be honest with you.
Oh no, he honestly, you're right. Because Carson Daly at least can host a show.
Yeah, he can.
Lily's one of those that's like, I'm going to be funny. I'm going to put my stamp on late night. Carson Daly's a guy that's like, what are my notes? What are the jokes that your white male writers wrote for me? Thank you. I will memorize these. That's all you need.